Klay Thompson is reportedly ready to test the free agency market. And given the way the season ended with the Golden State Warriors, who can blame him? And the Warriors were heavily reluctant on giving him that max extension. The last time they gave him a huge max extension was in 2019 when he tore the ACL after the Warriors just made the finals. And they gave him a 5-year, $190 million extension. So you saw a couple of players being given extensions. So Stephen Curry given that $200 million extension there. We had Draymond Green. He settled for a $100 million extension. And keeping that core group of guys has proven to be a very, very difficult task, as Bob Myers, when he saw that he didn't want to be responsible of breaking the dynasty that is the Golden State Warriors, he immediately resigned from that position, considering the fact that he has been the most successful GM in Warriors franchise history. And also Joe Lacob, he has been one of those guys that has enabled Bob Myers to be able to be that GM that made the Golden State Warriors what it is. But Bob Myers, he saw the pending situation in the horizon, and he didn't want to deal with that, and he stepped down. And then we saw a couple of trades happen. We saw Jordan Poole get traded to the Washington Wizards for Chris Paul. Chris Paul, he's just regressing, and he's way up there in age, and there's a high likelihood that he might be bought out so that the salary situation can be able to work with the roster. So there's another thing that I saw with the Golden State Warriors that a lot of people are, even the casuals, are not paying attention to, is their salary situation, especially when it comes to what is happening with the contracts they have on their books. So the Warriors have been reluctant to give Klay Thompson that $200 million extension. He wants a fully loaded contract extension that is massive, and the Warriors and Joe Lacob, they really, really want to get under the luxury tax, and it wouldn't make sense for them to play the luxury tax and not able to compete in the playoffs. So they are trying to get under it and not pay the luxury tax, but Klay wants to get paid, and this is causing a situation where Klay is just just doing those subliminal things that even from somebody outside looking in is saying, he wants to leave. And we have seen a couple of teams be rumored that he wants to go there. We've seen the Orlando Magic go into the fold. I mean, I'm a Laker fan, but it'll be so awkward to see Klay Thompson in a Laker uniform. I'm not sure about that. We've seen the Thunder being there, and it's just a chaotic situation. So Klay Thompson is reportedly preparing to explore all options in free agency, marking a significant moment in his career and the history of the Golden State Warriors. So the 34-year-old guard, a key figure in the Warriors dynasty, is set to become an unrestricted free agent for the first time this summer, according to Shams Charania from The Athletic, who was speaking on the Run It Back TV. So Shams, he came out and said, "This is something we have been talking about for months. For the first time ever in his career, really, Klay Thompson, I'm told, is open to all external options in free agency coming up. He intends to test the free agency market." So also Shams, he came out and added, "We know the Warriors want him back. They offered him an extension before the start of the season. They are going to see if there can be a deal that can get it done, but he's going to be there in the marketplace seeking offers elsewhere." So you can see the offer that was presented to Klay Thompson was not to his liking and satisfactory, because he wanted a fully loaded $200 million extension at that range. And given what he has done for the Golden State Warriors, he wanted that money to come from the Warriors, because he's played there since 2011. That's the team that drafted him. He's been loyal to the franchise. He was very pivotal in that fourth championship, despite missing 2 seasons. And he was able to do one of the most incredible things, especially coming back from back-to-back injuries. He tore an ACL, tore his Achilles, so he was able to come back and do that. So Shams even came out and continued. So could the Orlando Magic step up? What team out there could step up for Klay Thompson? That is going to be the big question. But the Warriors will stay in touch with him and see exactly where he's going to end up. And he also added, if he does leave the Golden State Warriors, that call with Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr, that's gonna be the most difficult call Klay Thompson possibly made ever. So you can see the Klay Thompson wants to stay in Golden State, but that money is not working. So despite the Warriors' interest in retaining Klay Thompson, negotiations have stalled since the end of the 2023-2024 NBA season. So the Warriors offered an extension before the season started, but no notable progress has been made since then. So Thompson is now open to evaluating options from other teams, indicating a willingness to potentially leave the Bay Area. So Thompson's career has been marked by both incredible highs and significant challenges in his career. A 5-time NBA All-Star and a 2-time All-NBA selection. He played an integral role in Golden State's 4th championship, especially that championship in 2022. That's the one that showed and cemented the legitimacy of the Warriors. I know a lot of people say that that those championships that they won, the first 3 were just weak, because the first one, the Golden State Warriors benefited from a depleted Cavs team, and the 2017 championship and 2018 championship, a lot of people discredit that because KD was on the roster. But that 2022 championship was different because the Warriors went rock bottom for 2 seasons. They were able to come back. So, but injuries to Klay Thompson really sidelined him for 2 seasons, especially at the beginning of that $190 million extension. So for 2 years, he's not able to take the court, and he's played for 3 years. And the Warriors seem not to trust his productivity as he ages, because he's getting up in age, 34 years. And since his return in January 2022, he has faced difficulties in maintaining his previous level of performance, particularly in shooting, consistency, and defense. So the 2023-2024 season, Thompson, he averaged 17.9 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 2.3 assists per game, with a 38.7% shooting clip from the 3, and one of his worst years to date. So you can see his productivity has dropped significantly because of the injuries, but I feel like the injuries would not have affected his game that much, because he's not someone who's noted as an athletic guy. He just focuses on shooting the 3 ball. So even if he tore his Achilles or tore his ACL, he can still be able to come back. But the Klay Thompson that you saw years prior to the injury and the one that we're seeing right now, they're 2 different things. Number 1, he's aged, and number 2, somewhat the way he plays is just changing, especially with the new guys who are coming in and the new stars who are showing up. So he has to match up with that level of competition. He can't keep up with their consistency. So there's mutual interest between Klay Thompson and the Orlando Magic, as well as reported interest from the Philadelphia 76ers. We've seen Joel Embiid trying to actively recruit Paul George into the fold, but hey, it is what it is. So the Magic could offer a more prominent role and potentially more lucrative contract, while the Sixers are looking for experienced shooters to complement their roster, especially Joel Embiid being there. So additionally, the Oklahoma City Thunder have emerged as a potential suitor, with their significant collection of draft picks available for a possible trade. So furthermore, the Los Angeles Lakers, the team of Thompson's family, Mikal Thompson, have consistently been linked to him, adding another layer of intrigue in his free agency. So Klay Thompson, his decision will likely hinge on financial considerations and the role offered by prospective teams. So he's one of the best 2 guards in the league, and given his resume, he should command at least a $200 million extension from the Golden State Warriors. But if he opts to play for another team, the max money that he can get is at the 140 or 154 or even $164 million range. So he's not going to get that $200 million veteran players extension. So he's not going to get that. And that designated players extension, nah, he's not going to get that when he signs. Maybe if the Golden State Warriors opt for a sign and trade where they sign him to that max deal, that let's say $220 million max extension, then they do a sign and trade. Because right now, as we speak, the people who have these bad rights are the Golden State Warriors. So if Klay Thompson agrees to a sign and trade and he goes to a team like the Orlando Magic, and the Orlando Magic are able to offer some value, that's when he's going to get compensated. But if he walks in free agency and signs with another team, he's not going to get that type of deal. So, hey, man, it is what it is. So, looking at the Warriors right now, I don't think that they have the money to do that. So, the Warriors extended Draymond Green last summer, and they aim for Thompson's contract to align in terms of years, albeit a slightly lower salary. So Klay Thompson is not willing to take a pay cut like that. So Draymond Green, he was willing to take a pay cut because given the way his play style, it's so difficult to even know what type of productivity he's going to bring to a team outside of Golden State. So a guy like Klay Thompson, he wants that $200 million extension. So just like I said before. So the Warriors' willingness to let Thompson test the free agency market, they are prepared for a potential departure but remain hopeful for retaining him at the right price and role. As Thompson, he navigates free agency, his departure will mark the end of an era of the Warriors. The prospect of seeing Klay Thompson, a franchise icon for the Golden State Warriors, in a different uniform is just going to be so awkward. And looking at how he's been able to play even throughout the years, even after injuries, prior to the injuries, he has been one of the most consistent pieces that I have seen for the Golden State Warriors. So, man, I mean, I'm not sure about Klay Thompson where he's going to be, but if he plays for another team, it's just going to look awkward. So there are a couple of players that even when they get traded, I don't find it awkward seeing them in a different jersey. You've seen that with Kyrie. So Kyrie, he has played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, he's played for the Boston Celtics, Brooklyn Nets, Dallas Mavericks. It's not weird seeing him in a different jersey, even if he gets traded or even goes to the New York Knicks, which is highly unlikely because in the Dallas Mavericks they just made the finals. But looking at the way he has been throughout the years, just changing teams, he's in his fourth franchise, it's not awkward. But if you see a guy like Klay Thompson outside and he was wearing a different jersey, it's just gonna look quite different, and it's just gonna take some time to get used to. But hey, it is what it is. So Klay Thompson, hopefully you can be able to get some answers as free agency hit, and I will be dropping a couple of videos just to talk about this whole issue. So if you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think about this. I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.